What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S, part of the Media Group, presented by MFTK Foundation. Lots of things going on with the MFTK Foundation. Here, gifts for good grades. We start doing those deliveries next week. Really trying to get this stuff sold up for Long Branch Elementary School. We are 2,000 short of our goal. You know, if you want to give it 25, that's whatever that. What's a quarter of 2,000? It can't be that. Is it $500? That can't be. Damn. Hold on. 0.25%. You're right. How does that even out? I don't need five. I need $2,000. All right, hold on. We needed $6,000. Hold on. 275 kids. Let's do this right. All right. So we have 4,000. We have 4,000 of that covered. Yeah. So I don't know what. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm doing wrong. All right. It is $25 a kid. So I know we don't have 500 kids left. So let me do my math. Let me do what I need to do. All right. So we're 40. We have that can't be right. Is that right? 41% left? All right. So let's do that times 275 kids. All right, that's a better number. We have 115 kids left to be able to get a gift for. But in talking to that, I talked up to the head up on Impact, some good Jaguar guys, Bishop Eric Dunn, which is funny that he calls himself that. No church affiliation, just on social medias. Real solid dude. And Chris Ebro, they give gifts to kids in the holidays. We're gonna partner in some capacity on some different things. Really like being able to give that Yuletide cheer and whatnot. So shout out to Head On Youth Impact. They're doing some good stuff. So we're gonna partner with this. Hopefully I get all of my shit together so I can be on that big ass sleigh. And we're out here doing these things. If y'all see me eating some bad food, don't judge me, because I think I'm gonna start doing dessert in the morning. I think it's probably the best time to do it. I got a whole day to burn off the calories. Oh yeah. And I drink it and I take it with my coffee, and then just, if you don't agree with it, there's a great song. The best music is AI right now. So I'm sorry they done lost me. But that Ignorant Soul, like the guy who made I Feel Like Slapping the Nigga Today. Oh, like he got a whole iTunes joint. But he got the song "Minding My Goddamn Business." It's like, it sounds great. Like it sounds like cleaning the house music. Like, but it's terrible because I know it's fake, but it's all good though. But yeah, so that's what we got with that. But I know Jaden got us a good show that's going to be on track. So let's start our show off the same way we start each and every show off with a word of prayer.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Nobody wanna thank you, God. Thank you, God.
First off, fuck you, Devin, in the pumpkin spice. It's not muffin bites. It's not a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin muffin with a cream cheese that Starbucks has every around the September time. Like, you just happen to catch me during that time. I'm still a goon. I'm mad they ain't have my sugar plum Danish though. They ran out because that's that crack on these streets. But Jaden, what we got today, baby?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another morning edition of Big Games B.S. here on Wednesday, December 10th. This is your first time at the show. Welcome. And if you're wondering why it's called Big Games B.S., it's because we bring the good, the bad, and the BS of the sports world, especially football, to your screens, eyes, and ears. First things first, we got our MFTK segment to get through today. We're going to have a continuation segment for you guys. And then we're going to kick off some college football talk with our FSU's football team. We have some transfers and we got some good news, although, as well. And the best football program in the nation, FSU soccer program. Going to shout out them because they are the national champions for this year. Then we have some more tally news to discuss before getting into some more NIL and college football bowls and playoff news. We're going to touch on this before getting into our Jaguars topic to kick off our NFL segment, before diving into the Monday night football game that happened between the Chargers and Eagles. Talk about some quarterbacks, a particular coach of an AFC North team, and some statistics, playoff predictions, and current brackets as well. Then we're going to finish off our show with our Big Games BS section, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. We have our BS or Bus and food review topic, and then we have a continuation episode with a football player, and then we have a YN Wyland segment to close out the show today. But first things first, James is going to talk about the 2025 MFTK Showcase.
Even before we get into that, just we got to do the wheel. So we didn't give away. I did feel bad that I won. So put your cash apps in there over the course of the show. We'll give away $150 at the end of the show. We're not gonna give away the full $5, but we'll give away the $150. We'll give away something for people to be able to get their holidays in, because I did expect somebody else to win that. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. If you want to win the $150, I will not put my name in. I am not eligible to win this. So, but the MFTK Showcase, we're gonna have some of the best talent. Still trying to sew up that location, man. I'm about to start letting the chopper sing. If I don't hear, like I have not heard from the place that I want to have the location at, I got to start, like, I really, really, really got to start, like, people got to start being held accountable, man. I just put it like this. My people not only suffer from a lack of knowledge, my people suffer from a lack of tact and decorum, man. Like and trying to do things the way that they believe other people do. Like they want you to. So let me say. So UNF, right? I'm going through it with UNF. I just make a phone call. Big game. All right, man. No doubt. We'd love to have you guys on. It meets our rule. It meets. We're gonna have kids come on campus. That's exactly what we want. They don't even got fucking football. They just want people to come on campus. I tell the university we got football, and I send the email. She said she didn't get the email. I send the email to another email address. All right, at this point, we know that we are all aware that this event wants to happen. Like, it is so much rigmarole and pomp and fucking circumstance that you want to go. Symbolism is going to kill the black community. I'm telling you that. What you think it's supposed to look like is going to kill it. Instead of being active, and because, again, at the end of the day, this don't benefit me as much as it benefits them. But at the end of but cool. But the event will happen. There will be hundreds of kids from different places in the Southeast that will get a chance to come to Jacksonville where the floor will be raised. We just got a special guest that we will have. And not only will he be at the showcase, he will be coaching for the MFTK. And that's a guy by the name. Have you ever heard of Route God or seen any of Route God stuff, Jaden?
Yeah.
He does the cha-cha slide stuff, I think. But, like, the kids love him. And I talked to him yesterday. He will be at the showcase. And we will have a youth camp the next day. And we will be, so we'll be promoting that. The youth camp will be like $50. Got to pay the man to come out here. He's one of the best that does this. So if you want your jit to be up, you don't got to come to the camp, to the showcase, but come to the camp. So we will do that. Those are some things that we'll be doing, some special announcements with the MFTK Foundation. But that roster, you know what? I'm feeling spotty. I'm going to read the commitments we have to the showcase. And if your kid if you're listening to this and you believe your kid is like that, this is where you're going to want your kid to be at. If you're into recruiting, this is where you're going to want your kid. You're going to want to watch this because we got some of the best in the nation. I don't even know how to, like, with a name like this, you gonna want to be. Maybe you might want to look up some of these names if you want to, so we can put it on here. One of them we've already put up, but we have Hank Hendricks committed. Those three quarterbacks right there are two of the best quarterbacks in the area. The one young man goes to Lincoln High School, said he's ready to come and show that he's like that guy. Obviously, we know who Bryson Wright is. Jay Simmons from out of Gabi High School. Here's the name, Miles. Monshun Sales. So we got him. George Lamons is coming. Kyron Caldwell, Trenard Roberts will be on the squad. He's a 4-star running back. He's already committed to the Navy All-American game. Kamari Crumney, 2028 with 18 offers. Miguel Wilson, 2027 with 5 offers. Nash Johnson, 3-star Alabama commit. Davion Crumney, safety from out of the south side of Tallahassee, 3-star Syracuse commit. Ryan Peterson, the number 1 linebacker in North Carolina for the class of 2028. Desmond Scott, 2027 with numerous offers. Casey Barney, 5-star number 1 safety in the class of 2028. The number 1 safety in Canada. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name. Yaha Naid, whatever. Ja'Cory Shockley, 2029 Under Armour All-American. Jabarius Guerra, 4-star Alabama commit. Deontay Flemings, 2028 top guy. Zion Maynard, 2020 top 2028. Kyrie Wilson, Mandarin Mustang, 2027. Tyler Walker, nephew. Both of those guys are going to probably be 3 or 4 stars by the time they get done with the showcase. And we still have some more guys that are trying to commit to win their reps. But the kid I just named that I told Miles about is the number 1 wide receiver in the class of 2027. We're also working on Braylon Clark, who's a 5-star, another 5-star for 2028. And Zachary Watts, who's a 2029 Under Armour All-American. So we got some cats that are coming to this showcase. And if your son is a cat, that he want to be around these cats, been stressed out trying to finalize and collectivize all of these different things. A lot of people don't understand, but you know what? I got to grind. And I'm gonna get what the fuck I want to get, and I'm gonna go get it. I got to be an example. Got to show this shit. We grinding and we out here. We gonna put on the best event, and you either gonna be a part of it or you're not gonna be a part of it. But what I learned from last year is waiting on motherfuckers is how you get left and get lapped. So the schedule is great. So moving on with that. You said what? You found it? Oh yeah, put it up there. I want people to know the type of quality, the quality that we're putting out here. We got some clips because I'm just going off of the strength that he is the number 1 prospect in 2028. So, number 1 wide receiver. So let's look at some of this. Let's roll this bean footage. See what this guy's like. Of course, always commercials. Where's my guy who always asks me to look at his son? He ain't posted nothing lately. All right. Well, damn. Beat bracket coverage. Okay. Well, number 6 need help already. Damn, that bitch. Wow. Big targets. Yeah, man. Come on, dog. That's cool. Why would you do that to a child that you love? Ooh, they tried to pass him off. He's smooth. Up at the top of the screen. Yep. Why you got him one-on-one coverage, man? Like, who's man? This kid had a math test, and like you doing that's crazy though. All right, well, that's some of the guys that we got coming out. Cannot wait. It's gonna be lit as soon as I find the location. But when we get this location, I'm gonna hype up whoever the hell it is. Going to gifts for good grades, 100 gifts in Tallahassee. Trying to get 275 kids at Long Branch Elementary. We're 115 kids down. Need your help. Need your help. You go to mftkfoundation.com to get more stuff. I'm going to be pubbing the hell out of it. These kids getting Christmas, dog. Matter of fact, that is what we're going to be working on after I get done making sure everybody is good and on point with the MFTK 707. Full speed ahead to gifts for good grades. December 19th is when we're doing our final event. We'll be in Tallahassee next week giving away gifts. Don't know exactly what date yet, but we'll let you guys know. Of course, we're going to have the video and the footage that we're going to be putting out everywhere about that. Y'all make sure y'all greet each other in the chat. Was talking to our benefactors about this, trying to get this money. This is, whew. I reached out to email to the group that's supposed to be helping us with this. They have a organization that's with them that does a lot of the stuff. This is going to be a crazy endeavor. Hoping to take 15 people. If we don't, we'll take what we need to take to be able to make this thing successful. Just advancing the game of football. I think it'll be a great educational, cultural, and academic experience for these young men that would be able to go to that. And man, you know what? We're gonna get into girls flag football soon. Boy, Miles, I tell you, bro, I seen my goddaughter, Sanaa, Gordon's oldest daughter. She's trying out. She's a really good, she has never done a sport. I'm so mad at her and so excited. But she was out there destroying them girls. Like when both your parents were track all-stars, track all-Americans, it's definitely did not skip her. Like she out there running with immaculate technique and just dusting the girls. So, but we'll get on the girls' side next year. But this year is all full speed ahead with the boys. I'm hoping we're going to be able to get this. I've talked to a couple companies. Hope Thursday I have a meeting with we have our last Gator Bowl function. My goal is to find 5 to 10 companies that can help finance this so we can take these boys. Because I got to know ASAP because they got to get passports. January 23rd is around the corner.
All right, now we are going to give a huge shout out to one of the most special FSU players on our squad this year, and that is true freshman Mandrell this year because
that was Bag's win, right?
Yes, Mandrell was honored with the On3 True Freshman All-American Award. This award goes to the top true freshmen who have put on for their football program. And if you did watch FSU football, those tough games, you would know that number 93 was one of the highlights of those lowlights throughout the season. So this is no surprise. He was a dog, one of the best P4 defensive tackles out there, despite his freshman age. So huge shout out to Mandrell for getting the On3 freshman, true freshman All American Award. So shout out to Badwin.
In a bad year, you still have positive things. And again, and the year was 5-7. It's just not the standard. Um, we've got rivals who have had worse. There was just some losses that still scratch your head. And then Florida State's doing a lot of things as far as the guys transferring out, and even with I guess looking into the transfer portal. I meant to tell you. So everybody's talking about Stokes, right? About Marcus Stokes, right? Guess whose dad called me randomly yesterday? Marcus's dad. We had a convo, and it was just crazy. Like, he's just even getting even more context from about the kid. Like, I think Florida State's not as interested as what that the media writers have put, just based per our conversation that we just had with him, that I just had with him. It was about adding something else to the showcase, but he it was a really cool combo. It was really, really cool combo. He has a kind of a cool device that might add value to the world, especially in terms of recruiting. But I say all that to say is that Florida State fans, just all I can tell you is be a little encouraged. Don't be so down on yourself, and give some of these new hires a chance, because some of the sure hires, like they're young. They're. It looks like they're going after a younger, more energetic staff. And I think that might resonate a little bit more in recruiting. They got less to lose. They're finna go fire off on all cylinders. So shout out to my guy Nick. They got another guy from Camden area that they're looking into. I'm over here just getting all over the place. Jaden might have already had all of this stuff, but look up fans. Listen out for a guy by the name of Elijah Robinson. And then I know they were just looking. They hired T.J. Russian. I thought we brought Brandon Harrison. Oh, hold on. Nah, I ain't gonna give that one a chance. But T.J. Russian was supposed to be our DB coach originally. Oh man, nah, he ain't. Yeah, hold on, man. I know. Brandon. Anyways, Brandon Harris is supposed to be coming, man. Don't give me no, man. I don't really want T.J. Russian. That's who Crow fought. That's who. If T.J. Russian is coming, then Baby Crow's transferring out more than likely. T.J. Russian is the one why Crow can't coach. But go ahead, Jaden.
Got some transfer portal news coming from some FSU players on the squad. I don't know if this is up to date, but when I was arranging this, these were some of the notable players who had hit the transfer portal. Just going to give a quick run through. So you got Florida State OL Mario Nash. So Mario is a 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman who will have 4 years of eligibility remaining. He is a true freshman, and he was ranked as a 4-star recruit in the 2025 class per Rivals. So I'm gonna keep rolling through these.
Damn, man, Mario Nash was good, man. That's tough.
Next on the list, you got 4-star cornerback Bryce Williams. He decommits from FSU. This isn't transfer portal news, but just want to add this as well. So he decommitted from the squad, a cornerback. A lot of people were speculating because of the Pat Surtain firing that was the reason for his decommit. That's only speculation. Don't know that for certain, but Bryce Williams decommits from the FSU squad. He was committed to the Seminoles since April. So, James, do you have any insight on Williams' decision to decommit?
He doesn't have a coach right now, and it's early. Just open up your recruitment. There's nothing wrong with that. It's 2027, kid. So we have the inroads. We have all of those different things. So I'm sure he'll still stay in contact, and whenever the new coach comes in, that he will go back and they will go back and not repair, but try to get those relationships right.
Going back to some transfer portal news, you have Florida State defensive lineman Tylen Coleman entering the planning to enter the transfer portal. And last but not least, having Florida State tight end Luke Douglas planning to enter the transfer portal as well. These are all courtesy of On3 reports as well. So these are some of the players that I've seen who entered the transfer portal. So just wanted to share that with the FSU football fans out there as well.
Neither one of those hurt us. Coleman was a JUCO guy that couldn't beat out a true freshman, 3-star. So nothing wrong. Wish him success. Great last name. Wasn't gonna be one of those Colemans whose jersey you want hanging on the wall. Can't claim him as my bastard son.
Now, the real football program got it done at FSU this year, and that is the 2025 national champions in the NCAA women's soccer sport. That is your Lady Seminoles. So, Florida State wins its 5th NCAA title with a 1-0 victory over the number 1 Stanford. Huge shout out to the Lady Seminoles and shout out to the ACC as well. We've accounted for the last 3 of the women's soccer national champions. So shout out to the ACC, a football conference, the real football conference, if you will. But shout out to the Lady Seminoles. They got it done this year and, man, continue to show their dominance on that pitch. Shout out to the Lady Seminoles.
Again, so when people talk about Mike Alford needs to be fired, this is why Mike Alford is being coveted by everybody. He didn't just build the football program up and get them the facilities. He's getting every program pretty good. You've got that. You got the soccer, softball, baseball, tennis. A lot of other sports are not only growing, but their facilities are getting better. And if I remember correctly, we lost a really good coach, and he went and found the best. He poached the best coach from someone else, and they went right back. There's never been a drop off. So we are a football school. Like, nothing's ever changed. Like, it's just the wrong feats y'all worried about.
Jameis Winston, had his thoughts to say on Twitter when the news broke. So he said, "Thank you at FSU Soccer for consistently being our best football team over the years. It's not wrong. Got 5 natties to prove it now with the recent addition to our trophy collection." But a lot of people were surprised Jameis posted this post in regards to the football program, especially in light of recent events with our 5-7 season. But shout out to Jameis, though. I thought this was just full 100% support for the FSU soccer program. And, man, shout out to the new Fox NFL correspondent of the year.
I'm just so impressed with Jameis and just being himself. Again, man, I'm telling y'all people I get people telling me you shouldn't do it this way, you shouldn't do it that way. Because just because you don't get to be yourself and you don't feel you're good enough, or you don't feel you're comfortable enough to operate the way that you want to operate, don't put that off on me, man. Don't put that off on others. Don't tell these just that, man. You could be Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston went through a lot of bullshit too. Way more bullshit than I've ever gone through. They tried to put a whole grape case on that boy. Like they tried to, and then even when when Willie Meggs won't prosecute you, that means baby, you lying. Baby, you lying for real. And like people still haven't forgiven him, but he just lived his life, was unapologetically him. That's what makes him so. That's what I try to tell people. Just be yourself. Everybody else is taken. When it's fake, that's when people have a real problem. Like, and it's unauthentic. I just would be things I like: guns, money, cigars, whiskey. Because whiskey there's a lot of different types of whiskey. I have one flaw that I've always told people: I love women. And I'm going to talk the way I talk, but the one thing one thing you're going to always see, you ain't never had a friend like me. I'm one of the most loyal people you meet. Just haven't had the best luck with fidelity. But Jameis is just crazy. Like crazy talented, crazy good. Like just watching him at the Super Bowl, it's like a combination of talking to your drunk uncle at the family reunion and like a real, like, because he's funny, but he be making sense. But it looked goofy and crazy at the same time. Like there was a clip of him talking about coverage and where to throw the ball. He was working with somebody, talking with somebody when he was sitting down. And I'm like, yo, it looks way more animated than it needed to be, but he's telling the truth. But it's genuine. I love it. I love his genuine nature. I think if more people were like if more people were like that, I think the world would be a better place.
Well, James, people didn't think James did a good job as the FAMU head football coach because FAMU is parting ways with head coach James Colsey III. He went 12-12 during his time with the FAMU Raptors. Rattlers. Sorry, watching the Toronto Raptors game last night. Please forgive me, y'all, for all my Rattlers out there. But James, I know this is your favorite HBCU, and know you're tapped in with the school, definitely in terms of the football program. So is this news shocking that they parted ways with James?
No, and let's talk about this. It's not shocking. And I don't agree nor disagree with it. I know that's kind of weird. Like, I don't like firing coaches within 3 years, right? I've always been that way. Colsey got caught in a bad situation and is a good man, but we all know how the game is, right? You're at one of the most prestigious HBCUs that just wants to win in every capacity. And you didn't produce, so you didn't have the numbers, right, that they needed, but you were put in a really impossible situation because you were intertwined into politics that had nothing to really do with you. And it goes back to the hiring of the athletic director, the female, I can't remember her name. Not Angela, the one before Angie. And it goes back to that hiring. And even how they had to come to the hiring by not firing another athletic director. Well, athletic director left to go to a better situation, but he was basically asked to leave because of improprieties and the different things that you remember about Willie Simmons. And they had just right when NIL kind of first started. So the kids almost boycotted going on a trip to Miami it was boarding the plane to go play North Carolina. This goes back to that far away. And it's just the way that, again, my people work. It's loving everything. Things can't just be it's actually, I guess, Outkast talked about this on Hollywood Divorce. We can't just break up. And it's starting to spill out into the Pilgrims because Florida State does this in the media. But the difference is that the people behind the scenes at the PWIs operate in, like, you'll never see Mike Alford be messy on social media. But we can never just sever ties and understand that you don't burn bridges that you may have to go across. We do it in our personal relationships. We do it in business. You will cut off your nose to spite your face. So everybody wanted my girl Angie before they hired the first girl. They don't hire Angie. They hire I'm sorry, and I really hate disrespecting her because I want her. She's earned it. She's very good in her own right at what she does. I just cannot remember her name for the life of me. They hire her, and she's immediately met with resistance. And during that time, Willie Simmons leaves, and they blame her for Willie Simmons going to take a position coach job at Duke, making more money than he makes to be the head coach to coach a position. And fans are like, why would you take a step down? Because some people believe a title is worth more than money. So that happened. They blamed her for him having progress, which ended up working to get him at FIU. But they blamed her for him progressing. She comes in, she does a coaching search. She wants to hire a coach that she went out and found. They block her hire of the coach. Matter of fact, they blocked 2 hires of hers, essentially. They blocked the football coach hire originally, made her go through a process. Tiffany, thank you, Charles. So AD Sykes, they blocked her initial hire, and the alumni base, I'm talking about much ado about nothing, having town hall meetings and shit. And then they put it down to where, and I'm not mad at this, it was down between who the players wanted and who the fans wanted. There was a Cozy, and then there was OG Billy Rowe. And Billy Rowe is that guy. I love OG Billy Rowe. I have cigars with him every time I come back home. So OG Billy Rowe, they don't hire OG Billy Rowe, they hire Cozy. And Cozy's job is to kind of bring in certain people in the staff, and he gets hired in a tumultuous situation where he's given the opportunity, and he was already on the staff, so there's some continuity. A staff that had just won the Celebration Bowl. Not Celebration. Did they win the Celebration Bowl? I know they won the SWAC. Oh yeah, I believe they won. They won their national championship. It's the 13-1 season for Florida State. FAMU won the Black National Championship, and they tried to. There was all kinds of other shit that went down with that. That's just, I don't even want to talk about that. Then she tried to hire a basketball coach, which she did hire the basketball coach, but then they didn't approve his contract. They approved him a 1-year contract, and that man got in one and got out. But they got Charlie out of it. They let her go, AD Sykes, as well as the president gets let go. They hire Angie. Then DeSantis does the shit that he's doing with her, which is just not right. And now they put her on suspension before she even gets her first real football season. And then they interject John, who's a Florida State alum, who wants to be into that. And there's a lot of things I can talk about that, but I don't want to reveal moves that could be happening with that. But John has a fundraising background, essentially. He worked for the Florida Lottery for years. So Cozy brought up a point. I haven't had a president consistently, nor an athletic director. I have had no leadership in no direction. And he is right. You still can't lose to Mississippi Valley State. You still can't lose to some of the teams that he lost to. And the way that he lost to them was unacceptable, regardless of what the circumstances are. Because what we tell players as coaches is you control what you can control. And if you take that field, you are responsible for whatever the outcomes are on that field. So I think Cozy is a coach that got put into a situation that was detrimental to his overall success. It was death by 1,000 cuts, which is the same thing I believe happened to Willie Taggart. You don't know who to trust. You don't know what you're doing, and you're trying. I'm not doing what you're doing. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who's doing what, and you start wondering who has your back, and you start trying to do a lot more. And what happens is you dig a hole, and as you're trying to get out of the hole, you're actually digging yourself into a deeper hole to where a situation like this happens, especially when you have FAMU's darling son and Quinn Gray a few hours north of you. Almost took his team, really probably just should have beat you at home. Should have had an undefeated. The only loss he had was to you, but that was because it kind of folded toward the end, and made a great deep playoff run of Division II. On the Division II side, he has the PWI experience. He has the NFL experience. He's coached at FAMU before. He is one of FAMU's. Like, he should have won a national championship at FAMU. It's difficult when you have those things looking at you. And but I will say this: even if they do go get a Quinn, or if they get another coach, eventually FAMU's admin and the infrastructure is going to always lead to them having struggles and more drama than what it needs, if that makes sense. You know, it could be better, but I just remember things that I've had to do to try to deal with them and trying to create an NIL. They telling me what the white people do over at Florida State when I'm working with them. That was one of the most frustrating. That was one of the most frustrating times I've ever had, was trying to help FAMU create an NIL. And I had it for them, but they didn't. It was amazing what we want to do. Acceptability politics will never win you in life. Always remember, they shot Tupac with Thug Life, and they shot MLK wearing a suit. It doesn't matter, guys. Be you, they'll adjust. But I wish nothing but the best for my alma mater. I just come from an era when FAMU and Florida State were both hopping, and I want the city to be back to the greatness in which it was.
We got some more news for you guys coming out of Notre Dame. So, courtesy of Yahoo Sports, let's take a look at Notre Dame. So, Notre Dame will be assured of making the playoff if it is ranked in the top 12 starting next year. Notre Dame AD Pete Bavacqua told Yahoo Sports at Ross Dellinger. If the playoff is expanded to 14 teams and there are more at-large berths added to the field from 7 to 9, Notre Dame is guaranteed into the field if it is ranked number 13 or better, according to a memorandum signed by CFP officials last spring. So the Notre Dame athletic director recently took his frustrations out on social media and expressed the disapproval of the College Football Playoffs Association not ranking Notre Dame to be in the playoffs, resulting in this post from Yahoo Sports. And we all know, well, if you guys aren't aware, Notre Dame is an independent school. They don't have any ties, well, technically any legal ties to a conference, and they pride themselves on their independence. And this is kind of a pivotal point for Notre Dame because they could be on the brink of having to choose a conference if it comes down to it, if it means getting a higher chance in the playoffs. But James, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this playoff clause. Excuse me.
I think it's kind of like, it's what you need. You need people. It's like politics. Politics have lobbyists, and Notre Dame has the best lobbyists going for them. You know, there's no such thing as bad PR if you know how to spin it. No matter how much people try to say that this was a bad deal, them opting out of a bowl literally made sure that they'll be in the college football playoff for the rest of history. Look at their schedule. Like, their schedule is pie. They're going to be, they'll win enough games, and then they'll be ranked top 15 when it's all said and done. And they'll get one of the buys. They'll get one of the at-larges at minimum. And the at-large is an advantage to them because nobody want to play at fucking South Bend, Indiana in December. I know I don't. So this is why you have to raise a fuss. This is why you have to do something extraordinary or outrageous to be able to, like, because again, we talked about it. I don't think we spoke about it on the show per se, but I know we discussed it on the Taxslayer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection show presented by Toyota, about how Notre Dame's decision affected so many cities. Which, again, a lot of the top bowl games will be fine, but it's the lower ones that cannot get the teams that would have brought a tremendous draw to them. But it goes back to making America great. Like, because there's no reason that there's a nostalgia for Notre Dame that should not be there. Like, nobody gives a fuck. It's just lobbying.
This sucks though, right?
And they have enough money. But I will say this, they have one of the largest alumni networks in the nation. And that's part of the reason why. But again, kudos to them. I think it's a bullshit ass rule if you ask me. But I I don't think. Oh yeah, my bad. I just thought about something. Jaden, you want to know what's funny? Not really funny, but what's ironic about the firing of Cozy? That man, that is it was his birthday. Got fired on his birthday. That sucks. But yeah, so. But yeah, but I'm just tired of first down. They used to call it first down Jesus. They couldn't even call it touchdown Jesus when I was playing because they weren't doing shit during that time. But keep that man paid because that man has another kid. That coach has Marcus is first, took that whole be fruitful and multiply. I think that's why they hired him. Because they saw like, oh, this man does not believe in contraceptives. He's one of us. That man got like 12 kids from one woman. She got that bounce back, that snapback.
Utah has done something historic. Utah is the money moves segment winner of the day, and that is because Utah is participating in a groundbreaking endeavor. They are entering into what could be a 500 million plus equity partnership with Otro Capital, featuring the creation and shared ownership of a for-profit entity to operate athletics. I have some more information. So they approved a private equity partnership with the New York-based firm Otra Capital, marking the first of its kind in college. So this deal creates the Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC, a for-profit entity owned by the university's foundation, projected to generate over $500 million due to a capital infusion through investments from Otro and select donors. The new company will manage athletic revenue streams like ticketing, sponsorships, concessions, and athlete revenue sharing, while the university retains majority ownership, decision-making control on coaching and personnel, and NCAA compliance. Utah's Board of Trustees unanimously approved the measure on December 9, 2025. It has NCAA clearance and includes an exit strategy, allowing the university to buy out Otro's stake in 5 to 7 years. AD Mark Harlan will chair the board with an external president to be appointed. The partnership aims to enhance funding amid rising costs in college sports.
Basically, what college sports did was just some of these universities have become a they bought a team. They bought a school, which I told people was really the goal. The ultimate goal when you get a certain amount of money is to own people. I mean, people don't like the way that sounds, but like that's just what the truth is. You want to own people, and I ain't gonna hold you. There's nothing really wrong with that. Like, just be a good one. I think I would be a good owner. Like, I make sure that my it's like the South Park episode. Oh, student athletes, how much for your slaves? But they're paying the guys, compensating them well, doing all those different things. But like, have we ever really seen where private equity works? And typically what happens with private equity, they start trimming the fat. So look for how that will work where government employees start getting treated like private employees, private sector. So I'm not really overly mad at it because it's Utah, but what happens when some of these other, like Alabama, when some of these other people actually get into this? Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Jada, can you go to my Twitter since you're already there? I want to play a video from it was ESPN 30 for 30. It was about the NCAA and Walter Byers. I want see, the thing about this show is I'm a history major, right there, that one. I'm a history major. I love history. I love educating myself. For all of you people who keep saying it's ruined now, it was never properly done. The guy who literally embedded and imprinted your idea of what amateurism was Walter Byers. Walter Byers made you believe what you think student athletes should be. I want you to hear what Walter Byers had to actually say after he left the NCAA, and he spent every moment of his life post that trying to dismantle what it is that he created. Let's play that. I want y'all to listen to this.
Not because they're amateurs, because you don't want to pay them.
This coming.
Not because they're amateurs, it's because you don't want to pay them. That's it.
The man who created the college sports cartel stood at its helm for 37 years. In 1988, Walter Byers stepped down. A few years later, he gave a speech at one of his last public appearances.
You look at the young people here, and I suppose sports is a fountain of youth, because each generation of young persons come along, and all they ask is, Coach, give me a chance, I can do it. They go on and surpass the marks of their predecessors, and the excitement continues. And it's a disservice to these young people. The management of intercollegiate athletics stays in place, committed to an outmoded code of amateurism drawn, quite frankly, in 1956. They can count the house, and they can multiply the ticket prices, and they can read the TV contracts. And it doesn't take any great genius to understand that what was real in 1956 can hardly be remembered with the gross commercial climate of intercollegiate athletics today. And I attribute that to the neo-plantation mentality that exists on the campuses of our country and in the conference offices and in the NCAA. That the rewards belong to the overseers and the supervisors. The coach owns the athlete's feet, the college owns the athlete's body. What trickles down after that can go to the athletes. All of this is not fair, and I predict that the amateur code, now based on a foregone philosophy and held in place for sheer economic purposes, will not long stand the test of the law.
Did you hear the old white man? Did anybody hear what he said? Did you hear what the guy who created it, what the guy described it as? What mentality? Is anybody in the chat? Did y'all hear that? I will share that every time, every year. When I watched it was on ESPN, which is ironic. ESPN played it. That documentary was like 10, 11 years ago. Now, it's not like, again, I always tell people slavery, that lets me know that people know how bad American slavery was. There are numerous forms of slavery that have gone through history. Not all of them were as bad as American slavery. It is more so gladiatorial. Gladiators were slaves. Gladiators were also well compensated and well taken care of, but they did not own their name, image, and likeness. They did not own their rights, but they were taken care of very well. But a man said plantation owner mentality. An overseer. I saw somebody post the great Eddie Williams, and if you guys don't know who that is the all-time winningest coach in college football from the Grambling Tigers. Great, phenomenal man. Did a lot of stuff. Him and Bowden. Bobby broke his record for most wins Division I. He was talking about it. Again, this is why I say sometimes we want respectability so much that we want to sound like the very problem in which we have been birthed into. Instead of telling guys, hey, this is the game, this is how we're going to play the game, this is how we're going to make the game work for us, we want to vilify the young men who are going through it. My bad, Eddie Robinson. Thank you, Jared. I apologize. Eddie Robinson. We want to vilify the young men who are going through it. But during that same time, one of our GOATs was bashing the young men who were going through it when the very man who created the constructs in which he was in was vilifying the very constructs. Yes, Primo, we're doing a giveaway. You got to understand, guys. You got to play the game how it go, man. But you don't have to. You got to watch how you sound sometimes. So again, that's why I don't have any sympathy for it, because it's American capitalism. And that's just the way the game goes. And the game has not gotten worse. It's been more exciting. We've talked about so many other storylines. It is fun. I don't know what y'all are watching. The only thing that stinks is the quarterback play is down because nobody is just coming through it. Gaming candle lady. Thank you for stopping by. I need some candles. But yeah, just it's how it is. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. I love that kind of shit. That's my favorite things. So on to the next.
Your 2025 Heisman finalists are set. So from left to right, you have Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. He has 1,372 rushing yards and 18 rushing touchdowns. Fernando Mendoza, Indiana's QB, who has 2,980 passing yards and 33 passing touchdowns. Diego Pavia, the Vanderbilt QB, with 3,192 passing yards and 27 passing touchdowns. And the OSU Ohio State Buckeye QB Julian Sayin, who has 3,323 passing yards and 31 passing touchdowns. A lot of people were surprised that the Texas Tech linebacker Jacob Rodriguez wasn't a finalist for the Heisman Award. Jacob Rodriguez recently won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, which goes to the best defender in the nation. And a lot of people were wondering why Rodriguez wasn't on the list. But James, from these four finalists right here, who would you put your money on to win the 2025 Heisman?
It's only two people. It's the two people that probably, to quote the guy, it's the two guys who will have ice trucks waiting for them at the end of it. Mendoza or Dago. But I'm gonna go with Mendoza. And the reason why is when you look at all of the things that you want with Heisman, he won the head-to-head against Julian. He performed pretty well. He has gutsy play. It's gonna be like this man. What is Indiana like? He's gonna never like. He's never going to have like. He needs to live in Indiana for the rest of his life. Like he'll never have a worry in Indiana. Like, so Mendoza's winning. Matter of fact, what are the odds? Let me go check this out. I forgot. I should have put my money down on Saturday. Mendoza. Oh, you can't do futures? Dang, they took the Heisman away. Is it HIE? No, it's HEI. Oh, you can't bet on the Heisman. But I'm going Mendoza.
Good luck to all the finalists who made the cut. These four players, definitely some of the top dogs in college football. And I think Mendoza will get it as well. So we will see who will take home that Heisman Trophy. And James, we mentioned NIL. So we're going to close out this college football topic with Troy Aikman. He had a statement regarding a player who played at his alma mater, and this is what Aikman had to say on the NIL landscape. Quote, "I gave money to a kid. I won't mention who. I've done it one time at UCLA. Never met the young man. He was there a year. He left after the year. I wrote a sizable check, and he went to another school. I didn't even get so much as a thank you note. So it's one of those deals to where I'm done with the NIL. I want to see UCLA be successful, but I'm done with it." So people speculated that he was talking about Oregon QB Dante Moore. People connected the dots and pieced the pictures together. And James, what do you think about Troy Aikman's statement regarding his experience with the NIL landscape and Dante Moore?
Man, just one, dog, you better treat that thing like a weekend in Sasua in the DR. Brother, give the money, get the product, and get gone, man. Like, you over here looking for like, you wrote the check, man. It'd be great to get a thank you. It'd be great. It's great to get have gratitude shown for it, but you got into that game knowing good and damn well why you wrote that check. You didn't write that check for him to you didn't write that for the goodness of getting the colored boy out the hood. Right. Like, just like it's the same thing. Like, all right. No, like, nah, bro. Like, you think everybody tell me thank you for the shit that I do in the city? That part. Like, when I do something for somebody, I'm doing it for somebody. Like, the most I ask you is like, hey, man, give a boy, can I get a jersey or something? Like, sign, like, something like that. But like, you're writing it to the collection and they're giving it to somebody. And they may tell you who it's for, but like, at the end of the day, the people you wrote the check for should be the ones who are over there doing it. Again, but do you hear what I'm saying? So again, I'm not wrong. I just say the things that people be afraid to say. Does that not sound like somebody, boy, boy, I done fed you, I done sheltered you, and I asked you to go out there on that field, and then you ran away to the north. You took the Underground Railroad to Eugene, Oregon, and you left me. And I wants my comeuppance. I wants my pays back. Gives me my monies, boy. That's what you sound like. I'm not suggesting, I want you to hear that. I'm not suggesting that Troy Aikman is racist. Not at all. I just want you to know what it sounds like. It sounds like that. And sometimes you got to tell people like, yo, what you're saying doesn't, and then then you have a dialogue and you have an explanation. And what Troy could tell me is like, hey, this is what I meant. And I'm like, hey, well, that's not conveyed in what that canonized statement was. That's what you're mad at. You should be more mad that there's people who you gave the money to for misappropriation of funds and not signing the proper contract. This is why Florida State got that bullshit ass contract. It's bullshit on all sides. It's people who write the check that's mad that your kid got that and he can get off scot-free, just like you mad about shit. He got his freedom papers. Like, just come on, man. Like, yo, what are we talking about? Like, don't get in the game if you don't know how it's played, baby. Like, cause like, shit. Like, I write this check. Somebody might go. You might leave. Like, or in his defense, did you really have the rapport in which you're talking about? Because like, if I wrote a check and I know it's going to Dante Moore, me and Dante gonna be cooler than the motherfucker, right?
Right.
Like, we gonna be cool. Like, hey, Dante, hey. Every time, first to the 15th is when the checks come out, dog. Hey, do 3 interceptions, son. What the hell's going on? And you a quarterback? Bump all of this, dog. If you paying, you could have got the ROI that you really wanted. Did Dante come over the house for Thanksgiving that year? Just again, there's a Jay-Z bar for everything in life. Old heads, stop acting brand new. Like Tupac ain't have a nose ring too. Like, y'all be acting like you was in the era where there was for the Pony Express era, bro. Like, money was flowing freely everywhere. That's why I love Coach O. I've always been a Coach O fan. Have you seen y'all seen Coach O on the pods? He was on the Bussin' with the Boys pods, telling the truth. At Florida?
Ellis or Florida, yeah.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah. But what you call Lane hit him up. Because Lane has hit every stop that Ed hit. USC. Oh no. Yeah, USC, Ole Miss, LSU, boom, boom, boom. The only thing Ed ain't never did was Tennessee. But Ed out there talking about how this dude was ready to get like he said, no, Adrian Peterson. When I went to go get Adrian Peterson, Adrian said, "Coach, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I can tell this because I've had a relationship with him. Adrian's dad was incarcerated in Texarkana, and he said, Coach, I ain't going to Texas because my dad is incarcerated in Texarkana. I wanted my dad to be able to." He said it was something he said about, "Can you get my dad transferred?" He's like, "Well, I can't do that." He said, "Well, Dad, my only games they show in Texarkana is Oklahoma games. So that's why I'm going to Oklahoma." He said, "So you mean to tell me if I can get you to USC, if I could get football games shown in Texarkana prison?" This is how much they want people, man.
Yeah, get it done too.
This man was really willing to Suge Knight Tupac for Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah. Bring over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dog, like I hate Biggie's Suicidal Thoughts is one of my favorite songs, and the reason why I don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies dressed in white. I like black Timbs and black hoodies. God'll probably have me on some real slick shit. No sleeping all day, no getting my dick lit. Hanging with the goody goodies, lounging in paradise. Fuck that shit. I want to tote gats and shoot dice. That's what I want my head coaches like. Stop making them preachers.
Yeah.
Preachers preach. Coaches win. If they can win and preach, great. That's Bobby. But if they got killers and they can control killers and they win, that's Urban. I'll take them 3 natties that Herb got. They stole from a children's hospital at LSU when Coach O was there. That's how much they was about. And Coach O was a diabolical recruiter. He took Joe Burrow on a visit, and he was like, "Get this man some crawfish." They don't sell. Coach, this is Ben and Jerry's. I don't give a damn. Here's my credit card. Go get some crawfish and serve us some damn crawfish. And he had them serve something that wasn't on the menu. That is recruitment. Nowadays, you got guys putting boys on yachts with nothing but boys. In my day, that would never happen. That's why I told somebody, my son would never go to Miami if you put him on a yacht full of men. Are you trying to say something about my son that I need to know? Did you know something that I don't know? Because we are healthy, heterosexual men. As Family Thought says. We won't. But anyway, I'm sorry, man. I just love this shit, dog. Like, just throw the money around, bro. It's the wild. It is what it's always been. It's just in your face now. And y'all love that love and hip-hop shit. Y'all know that. Y'all love drama. So embrace the drama. Ain't nothing wrong with it. FSU does need to hire Edo. Or, as I've said, give me $250,000 and a budget, and it just look the other way. We'll get everybody you want.
Back and in years time, you wouldn't be allowed back on.
I'm cool if it gets me a natty.
Fall guy
I will be the fall guy, Mike. I know y'all be listening, dog. I will be the fall. I have no problem. I come up out of the no snitching era. You tell, man, it's the NCAA. They can't fucking do nothing to me. What they gonna do? I can't do no jail time? Oh, hell yeah, I do the wow, woo. It'd be diabolical. As long as I ain't got to do no, or even that. Put money on my books, make sure I go to like, just make sure I ain't in no real jail.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in no high max. Like those, like just put me in the camp. Like the low security got the low fences that you can just step over with no barbed wire. Put me in low security, dog, dude. Man, 2 years. And y'all put money on my book. Make sure my kid's good. Make sure when I walk out, and then give me 10 years, I write the book. Oh man, we living life, dog. I'll be your Shapiro. I'm mad I didn't meet Nevin Shapiro on my visit, man.
Just cancel.
Fair enough. That shoot, we'll be like that shoot. I just put that'd be a hell of a resume thing for you. Who did you, Jaden? Who did you work for? Yeah, you know that guy. That guy who had the greatest recruiting scandal in the history of football. Florida State signed 35-star recruits. Yeah. We worked hard that year.
Let's kick off our NFL segment with some Jaguar news. So, Duval's team has a 97% chance to make the playoffs, according to ESPN's Michael DeRocco. So, this is an updated look at ESPN's Football Power Index for the AFC playoff picture, with the Jaguars, like I mentioned, having that 97% chance to make the playoffs. So in the AFC, you got the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos, who have a greater than 99% chance of making the playoffs. Buffalo and Jacksonville are tied because the AFC East is in shambles, and Buffalo is one of the only, if not the only, successful team in that division. And Houston's creeping up with the 82% chance of making the playoffs, but Jaguars have a 56% chance of winning the division, while the Colts have an 11% chance and the Houston Texans have a 32% chance. We have a 7% chance of earning a bye, and according to this graphic, an 11% chance of making the Super Bowl. So for all my Jaguars fans out there, just want to give you guys an update of the current playoff hopes for Duval's team for the squad of 904.
I think that's I'm with it, bro. I think we have a shot. The more I look at it, just you have to make sure that my boys they say there's Trevor and then there's Willie. They say what we've been seeing, that's Trevor's black alter ego is Willie. Willie don't give a fuck. And Willie out there playing loose and doing whatever he got to do. So if we get Willie in the playoffs, we'll make it to get our ass whooped again by the Rams. But I'm cool with that. I just want to be there. It's just going to be a great time. Amazing. We want Willie. You see, the problem is Trevor has to be respectable. Willie talking shit. Trevor is, I have a wife, I have a kid. I say the right things, and God bless America and no place else. Jesus loves the little children. Willie comes out there, man, fuck them kids. And Willie got a family in Ponte Vedra and off of Alta Drive. So that he has to go back and forth between, and he's stressed out because the one in Ponte Vedra is just loving life and doesn't do, but the one on Alta Drive give him a little sass. Like she be getting on his, he love her dirty draws, but she get on his nerves though. Like she always got to say something. She always got to have the last word. It can't just be, I'm cool or whatever. Shaniqua got to always say some shit. You don't never spend no time with your kids. I know you finna go out there and do something with them bitches. And he be like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. So when he go to the games, it's his outlet. So he has to ball out. Because one thing that Shaniqua love is the fact that he's balling, right? She love that shit. But she don't love the fact that he not there enough. And she got to hug the pillow, but she don't know that great men ain't good and good men ain't great. Oh my. In order for him to be what he need to be for you, he got to do this.
First, Tyler.
It's what it is. It's making America great again. This is what the good men used to do back then. They had a family on the south side and a family on the north side. And all you got is, again, she want it all. But she don't realize if she have it all, she ain't gonna have nothing. 100% of zero is still zero. She don't realize that she got like 35% of a billion of the whole city. And like, so she could go out there, get her hair did, nails did, everything did. And no, but again, that's when he's Willie. Willie smoked backwoods. That's even worse. And shake. It's like Willie stressed out. Willie smokes unfreaked blacks. For those who don't know, golly, just understand that is not savage. That sounds way. Now that I just said that, It sounds way worse than it is.
Yeah.
There's a technique. It's called freaking the black and mild, and blacks is short for a black and mild. He doesn't, because again, y'all be taking things I say and just be going way. I'm like, that is not what that is. I don't know what you're thinking, but you need to get up to date with urban linguistics. But I think the Jags are doing good. Houston, did you see? Speaking of MFTK, Phillip Rivers is giving them a shot, giving the Colts a shot. Hopefully, we get them before when did they play the Texans again? The Colts play the Texans again, right?
Let me look that up for you. They're playing them on next time they're playing them looks like January 4th.
Oh, hell yeah. So we gonna get him before he know what he doing. And then by then he'll know what he's doing, and they'll get him in the playoffs. He'll beat the Texans in the playoffs. Phillip Rivers old, dog.
NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be
if it's not this year, it ain't gonna be there. It never will be.
So the Jaguars official X account posted this very, very, very great infographic. So the Jaguars are the number 1 ranked rush defense in the NFL, allowing 82.9 rushing yards per game. So 13 games in and 0 100-yard rushers allowed against the Jaguars. Man, we are stopping the run. No 100-yard rusher has ever competed against the Jags in 2025 with this stat right here. So,
and I was worried about JTT.
Jonathan Taylor only had 74 rushing yards against the Jags in last week's matchup as well. So, yep, we definitely neutralized him, got the W. Wanted to share this with you all, and we're actually going to come back to Phillip Rivers in a quick second because we have to talk about the Monday Night Football matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Chargers. So, for all of my Eagles fans out there, the reigning Super Bowl champions ended up losing to the Chargers in overtime in LA. It doesn't rain in Southern California, but it looks like the Philadelphia Eagles were holding back some tears with this loss. So it's always hard when you lose in overtime right here. And the final score was 19-22. This was an absolute defensive game for the Chargers, and Jalen Hurts had 5 total turnovers in this game. Proving Cam Newton right each and every week, but we're going to get to that. But first, let's talk about these stats. So let's start with the winners. Justin Herbert dealing with that broken right hand, 12 of 26, 139 yards, 5.3 average per completion, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, got sacked 7 times. So Justin Herbert also led his team in rushing. Might I add, he had the broken hand as well. 10 carries, 66 yards, an average of 6.6 yards per carry. That could explain why he decided to, up his carries and rush yards. Omarion Hampton, the rookie, had 13 carries for 56 yards. And Kamani Vidal had 14 carries for 44 yards. So let's switch back over. Jalen Hurts, 21 of 40, 240 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, got sacked 1 time as well. QBR of 27.3 and a rating of 31.2. Saquon Barkley had over 100 yards this game. Shout out to him. He had 20 carries for 122 yards and a rushing touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 4 carries for 8 yards, and the former Jag had 1 carry for 4 yards. So on the receiving end, A.J. Brown, he's doing good this year, but Eagles, they aren't meeting their expectations as a team. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions for 100 yards. No one had a receiving touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles, but there was 1 receiving touchdown from the Chargers, and that was courtesy of Omarion Hampton, the running back. Kamani Vidal led the Chargers in receiving yards with 60 yards. So Jalen Hurts did have a fumble, and the LA Chargers actually lost 2 of their fumbles as well. And Diane Henley, the linebacker for the Chargers, led their team in total tackles with 7. And Reed Blankenship, the safety, led the Philadelphia defense in total tackles with 8. But he tied Jalix Hunt, Zach Bond, and Byron Young as well. Take a look at these team stats. Let's just go to the most glaring statistic, the turnovers. So the Eagles had 5 turnovers, all courtesy of Jalen Hurts, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble loss, and the Chargers were playing horrible as well in terms of ball security. 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost, and 1 interception thrown. The Chargers had 9 more minutes of time of possession, but let's go back to the top. Eagles had more first downs than the Chargers, but the Eagles went 4 of 13 on third down conversions, while the Chargers went 7 of 19. Chargers ran 5 more total plays, while the Eagles had actually more yards than the Chargers. And the Eagles had 1 more total drive compared to the Chargers and averaged more yards per play, 5.9 compared to 3.9 with the Chargers. Take a look at the passing numbers. The Eagles completely dominated in this field, 231 to 106, a difference of 125 passing yards. But the Chargers actually had more rushing yards compared to the Eagles. And in the red zone made and attempts, the Eagles had 2 attempts in the red zone, but failed on both times. And for the Chargers, they had 3 attempts in the red zone and successfully had 1 made red zone completion or red zone score, if you will. They both got penalized the same amount of times in terms of yards. They have very similar yards, with the Eagles getting penalized 6 times, 53 yards, while the Chargers 7 times, 55 yards. This was a rough game to watch, especially for any of my reigning Super Bowl champion fans out there, any of my Eagles fans. This was tough because the Chargers defense was swarming. Shout out to the NIL. Derwin James actually have this exact jersey. I got it for Christmas one year. One of my favorite jerseys, that powder blue. But defense was swarming. They had 4 interceptions, 10 passes defended, 7 tackle for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. So the first half in this game was sloppy. I know somebody in the chat mentioned that. And ESPN Insights actually gave us some insight, no pun intended, into the first half. So the 6 combined turnovers in the second quarter were the most in a quarter since October 27, 2013, involving the Broncos and the Washington Redskins. Now they're known as the Commanders. 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter. It's also the most combined first half turnovers on Monday Night Football since the 49ers Cardinals in 2009 with 6. Shout out to Justin Herbert, because since the start of 2020, he has 19 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter in overtime, only 1 behind Patrick Mahomes. He would need 2 to beat Patrick Mahomes as well. And we're on the Justin Herbert train. So Justin Herbert was pressured on 68.3% of his dropbacks per Next Gen Stats, 6 of 14 for 112 yards with the interception, and only saw a blitz on 12.2% of his dropbacks. So he was facing some pressure in this game. They're obviously trying to put the pressure on him with that broken hand. You saw the kind of guard he had on his hand, on his left hand, right there as well. But for Jalen Hurts, man, it was not a great game. Since 1978, no player had committed 2 turnovers in 1 play before Jalen Hurts. So for anybody who didn't see the game, Jalen Hurts actually threw an interception. The Chargers ended up getting the ball back. So I'm sorry, I kind of mixed 2 plays together. But in a Jalen Hurts turnover, he actually got 2 turnovers in 1 play. This hasn't happened before. He tried to pick up the fumble from the defense, and he actually fumbled the ball again. So there's actually 3 total turnovers in one play. Never seen before. I'm going to pull up the quick video for you right quick of this because this was the first time it happened, and for all of my fantasy lovers out there. So the fantasy points on that play where there were 3 total turnovers and where Jalen Hurts actually turned it over twice in one play. Jalen Hurts loses 2 points for the interception he threw that caused the Chargers defense to get the ball, then loses 2 more points for fumbling the ball after recovering the other fumble on the play. Once the Chargers got the interception, the lineman actually fumbled the ball. Jalen Hurts picked it up, and then he fumbled the ball as well, resulting in the Chargers getting that ball back. It's kind of confusing, but I'll get the clip for you guys right here so we can see it. But, man, James, Jalen Hurts definitely going through it for sure. And while I get this video up and running, just want to shout out the Chargers because they are 5-0 in primetime this season.
That's impressive.
So they got their victories over Kansas City week 1, the Raiders, the Vikings, Steelers, and the Eagles this season. And I actually got that video clip of Jalen Hurts for you guys. Sorry for my explanation of it, but here is the video.
That's wild.
Jalen Hurts threw an interception. The Chargers defense caught the interception, then fumbled the interception. Jalen Hurts tried to recover that fumble, ended up fumbling again. So one of the craziest plays I've ever seen on the football field.
Yeah.
So, very unlucky for the Eagles and Jalen Hurts this year because, man, they are not doing what their team is supposed to do. And James, got to tell you this stat. Jalen Hurts is winless in his last 5 games when he throws 30-plus passes.
Again, it goes to the James Coleman model. Cam Newton talked about this too. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. You have to understand what you are. And you are what you are. Period. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a game manager. We have made this into a bad thing. The goal is to win. And if Jalen, they play great D, again, I always have a good D, a strong D, hard hitting D, and some top, is gonna make you successful in anything in life. What you got to do is you got to make sure you carry it the right way. You have the right carrier of it. Because good hard D without good top or without channel properly is going to lose your games. And Philly right now has a good hard D. Pause. But they're just not channeling it right. Like they over here busting all over the place with turnovers. You can't have 5 turnovers in a game. A turnover is like shooting the club up. You can't shoot every club up. Not 5 times. Phillip Rivers, that's what he does in real life. But when they're playing on their game, the Eagles are tough to beat. But yeah, that's it.
Tough for the reigning Super Bowl champions. And yes, the Eagles did fall to the Los Angeles Chargers, but they're still at the top of the NFC East. The Cowboys are in second place. Just wanted to give you an update on the Monday night football game that was rough to watch. And Jalen Hurts did have an untimely interception in overtime to get the Chargers that W. So tough to see out there in LA. But we are going to move on into a Shador stat that I saw on the timeline. Cleveland Browns official X account are loving the Shador success, and they put out this great graphic. So Shador is the only rookie QB this season with 300 passing yards in a single game. He beat out Jackson Dart, who was the closest to this mark with 283, only 17 away. Tyler Shuck of the New Orleans Saints was actually 18 yards away. And Cam Ward, the number one pick of the Tennessee Titans, was 35 yards away from that 300 threshold. But Shador passed 300 yards. He accumulated 364 passing yards versus Cam Ward and the Titans. So just wanted to share that with you guys. We wanted to touch on one QB, James, before we get into the biggest QB news story of this week for the football world. You already mentioned it earlier. You hinted at a little joke with it, and it is very, very real, very serious. And a lot of people couldn't even believe this was happening. Joey Porter even thought he was getting pranked when he got told the news by Cam Hayward. He was genuinely shocked Philip Rivers was coming out of retirement. So if you guys didn't know, 44-year-old Philip Rivers, who has not played in the NFL since the 2020 COVID season, is signing to the QB-needy Indianapolis Colts practice squad. During the Jaguar game, Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, making him out for the season. Riley Leonard got banged up during his time in the Jaguars game as well. He's a second-string quarterback who was their draft pick from this past year, who played on Notre Dame's squad last season. He got banged up. Anthony Richardson, the Florida Gator quarterback, is banged up as well, dealing with some shoulder injuries. So they needed to get Philip Rivers on the squad, and we got some more information. The last time the Colts made the playoffs was in 2020 with Philip Rivers as their quarterback. Now at 44, he returns with the team sitting at 8-5 and just outside the AFC playoff picture, like we just showed you guys, hoping to help get them back to the postseason. So JJ Watt actually got some insight into this kind of process for the Colts and for Philip Rivers. So in his production meetings, he learned Philip Rivers ran the same offense as the Colts for his son's Gunners high school team this season. He and Shane Steichen, the head coach, spoke weekly about it, discussing plays and even film. So familiarity with the scheme should be no problem whatsoever. And James, I know we're going to feel old because this is how long Philip Rivers has been playing football. He played against Chris Weinke in college Winky in college in the year 2000. The president was Bill Clinton. I think at this time, Chris Weinke was 28 years old, and I think this is the
he was old.
This is the year he won the Heisman. I think he's the oldest Heisman to win from this year, 2000, Chris Weinke. But man, James, we also got some more posts about Philip Rivers, So he is older than over a third of the league's head coaches. You see right here, he's older than Mike Kafka, Kevin Stefanski, the Cardinals coach, Mike McDaniel, Zach Taylor, D'Amico Ryan, Kevin O'Connell, Liam Cohen, Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore, Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson, Shaw Brevet. And man, Cleveland really does something to you, James, because Kevin Stefanski's only 43. Man, would not have guessed that from the picture for sure.
Nah, that man looked like he'd been through some things. Mike McDaniel, Kellen Moore looks like what's my guy name? He used to be on the he's a comedian. I can't remember the name. It used to be on Comedy Central, and they used to have girls jumping on trampolines. It was the Man Show. He looks like the guy who used to be on the Man Show. He does look like Rex Ryan, a little bit younger version. He could play Rex Ryan in a Disney movie. Blow that up again. All right, D'Amico and Mike, the two youngest looking guys. Just goes to show, black don't crack. He does look like Norm Macdonald, but that's not who I was going for. But he does look like Norm. I thought Liam was 38. So Liam my age. Okay, good stuff. Ben Johnson does not look 39. If you would have told me Ben Johnson was older than that, I would have believed it. But Kevin looks like the weird stepdad, Don't know why it just gives those vibes. But Phillip Rivers is old. I mean, I played against Phillip Rivers. My uncle's first game that he ever went to was in a double overtime. The game I just shared on social media the other day where I played with a broken hand and I was on a whole kite. that game. I had to get high to play that game. Not high smoking weed. Like I think when I told my peoples what I did, they said, "Dog, it would have been safer to take a bump than what I did. As much caffeine was in me." But yeah, we got some young coaches, or youngest coaches that are that players are older than. Like that's still wild to me. But Phillip is a competitor though. My guy RJ, shout out to Well Made Chicken in the chat. Asked, what's more likely, Phillip Rivers winning a game or having another kid? Be honest with you, man, that boy fertile. It's 50-50 either way. So I can see it going either way for him. Hey, Miles, you know what happened on this day in 2018? No, well, your Facebook's helping me, but this was the day that I got Jason Lockenfora mad at me. I called him out. He told us to lose his number. It's only been one person ever in life who's ever told me to lose their number, and it was wild. It was really wild. I got because Facebook was telling me this, so I want to play this real quick because it's NFL related. Because he was lying, and let's just see. Because I'm gonna share it as a reel, but it was good. Hold on, my bad. Yeah.
Like that, but where is the idea coming from that he would
said
like to return to the sidelines?
That Tom Coughlin was going to coach.
I don't know if I can make it any more clear than you know what I mean, in that clip that I played. I mean, I'm talking to people who know him well, people who've worked with him in the past, people who may hope they're on a staff if a new staff is put together, but you know, people who have been around Tom Coughlin and know how he's wired and are aware of the situation there right now.
So you use deductive reasoning. Because what you just said, so based on the clip and what you just said, based upon talking to people and looking at what he's done in the past, you're using deductive reasoning to say that Tom Coughlin may or may not go back. Because you haven't said anything. You said you give a percentage. You just kind of said, I think that he may go back to the sideline based on people who I've talked to. Did he? Oh, shit. My phone died? Oh, never mind. My bad.
Of sources or anything like
He doesn't. Anyways, it was Jason Lockenfora, and in that, I was doing the lunch bunch. What's the lunch bunch on 1010 Excel call? I forgot. Most of us aren't there with 1010. The lady wasn't there that's speaking. I'm not there anymore. I think Rick Ballou does the evening, and Rick Ballou just came off the top rope and was real. I had to add seasoning and flavor to it because the man was just out here lying. There's only been 2 people in my lifetime that have told me to lose their number. One was a woman, and in her defense, hey, kudos to her. She's gone on and been very successful in life. And you know, hey, I get it. And then Jason Lockenfora, who's not been successful at anything, like he's lost his job since then. It's because men are supposed to be men. Don't tell another man, lose my number. Like, that's wild, bro. Like, I want to call your ass anyway, man. Like, dude, we let you do because you made some bullshit because the Jags, he's the first person that every year said the Jags are moving to London. It's like people who say God is coming back. One day the world will end, and they'll be right. But if you've been saying it for 100 years, brother, you need to go live. Go live your life. But, like, you know, just tell him, like, it's okay. I just thought it was funny. I was going through my on this day and I saw it. I was actually looking for this. But you know, I tell people like all the time, like my life is dope and I do dope shit. So I do wild shit. So my bad. It's just fun. But go ahead, Jada. My bad. That was just odd that came up on this day.
A highly, highly revered coach of the black and gold, black and yellow, depending on who you ask, had some statements to make in regards to him always being on the hot seat. So Mike Tomlin had this to say with his future with the Steelers. Quote, "Man, I've been on the hot seat for 19 years. James, you've been making the jokes throughout this season that they've been trying to get Mike Tomlin fired, whether that was with the acquisition at quarterback or paying DK Metcalf that hefty average salary." But James, do you think he is right with him saying he's been on the hot seat for 19 years?
I don't know about 19 years, but yeah, but like I think everybody has been trying to fire him, except for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Like they keep coaches. Like that's why they're, one of the best franchises to be. Like I remember we had B-Mac on beginning of the year, and he was just like, if anybody has that man, he's like, trust me, that man will leave when he's ready to leave. He's he is definitely on part. But yeah, this yeah, he ain't going nowhere. They are mid. Like, but that's what they are.
They'll win a couple.
Like they're just he's the king of 500. But the problem is when you fire that guy, what if you go worse?
Right.
It's like you're right where you need to be at.
Let's take a look at these conference standings. And James, Mike Tomlin is atop of the AFC North with his team being 7-6. But let's take a look at the other divisions as well. The AFC East, the Patriots are on top of that division with their 11-2 record. Buffalo is 9-4 as well. Rest of the AFC East teams are pretty poo, but the Dolphins are looking to get their season and turn it around with their 6-7 record. AFC South, Duval is on top of this division. Houston, though, is trying to creep back up with their 8-5 record, and Indy with their 8-5 record drops to third place since we beat them last week. Tennessee's 2-11. Baltimore 6-7, looking to turn their season around. Cincinnati and Cleveland don't have too much of high hopes for that squad, even though Burrow is back. AFC West, Denver leading the pack 11-2, Chargers 9-4, Kansas City 6-7, and the Raiders are 2-11, just like the Titans. So on your other side, in the NFC, you have Philly on top of the East division with their 8-5 record. Dallas is a smooth second place, going 6-1, but the Panthers do have the same record as the Buccaneers in the NFC South. The NFC North is currently held by the Green Bay Packers with their 9-3-1 record. Chicago, though, 9-4, definitely not a slouch team, with Green Bay recently being the Bears, and the Rams are tied with the Seahawks in their records with their 10-3 records in the NFC West. But the Rams are number one in the NFC West division as well. San Francisco, a smooth 9-4, I might add as well. So this is the playoff picture after week 14. So the Broncos and the Rams are the number one seeds in their respective conference. So they have the that bye, if you will, and this would be your wild card round. Let's just skip to the best team on this list. The Jaguars would have to host against the 6th seed Buffalo Bills if the standings were to hold true until the playoff picture would be finalized. The Texans would be at the Patriots, Chargers at Steelers. Then on the NFC side, Bears at Packers, Niners at Eagles, and the Seahawks at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just wanted to give you guys an update with that for your playoff picture after week 14 in your current division standings after week 14 as well.
I don't really like the Buffalo game, but we won our game last time they came here. I saved a Bills fan's life. I remember that. I was just really, I was like, this guy came up. I had parked I was walking. Why was I? Oh, I was walking toward my guy Gwaltney's tailgate, and the guy was like, "Hey, they told me, hey, buddy, there's some guys that told me that there's a corner store if I keep walking in that direction, and I'll be able to go get me some ice and some beer for cheaper." I said, "Which direction did they point you to?" He pointed like he was going out east. I said, "Sir, there is not a corner store anywhere near this. Sir, they're going to rob you. Pay the $10 for the damn beer on the side and be safe." He's like, "Whoa, they were just so nice." I said, "Brother, there is not, I can promise you, there is not a corner store anywhere around here. You're wearing all Bills gear. You're going to get robbed. Go get the $10. Go get to buy the $10 beer." And he bought the $10 beer, and I felt good. I felt good. And we won. I think if I didn't do that, the Jags would have lost. Karma would have gotten the Jags. So I did my Boy Scout deed of the day on that day. Lives were saved. I feel good about it. But if they do play, I have to figure out a way to get to the Buffalo Bills hotel because I have a son who I can literally dictate his behavior still by telling him that I'm going to tell Santa Claus or I'm going to tell Keon Coleman. And when I tell him I'm going to tell Keon Coleman that he's being a punk, man, why you got to tell Keon? Like, he really believes that I will pick up this phone and call Keon. And I am definitely going to try to make that connection. I have a really good thing as a dad that I'm trying to do that I might do, but it's going to be, we're going to have to treat it like Debo. But like he if we got Kai Killer all Keon Coleman stuff for Christmas, he'd be satisfied. He likes the Bills. He gets mad when the Bills loses, and he loves it. He calls like it's like I think he really believes that Keon is my bastard son. Which he's not. But if he needed a dad to step up and come into his life, there's worse kids to claim, I guess, right? But I love Keon. But I want the Jags to be able to go to San Francisco, and that quarterback play kind of scares me. That's why. Jesus Christ.
For all of my fantasy fans out there, you know we like to supply you guys on Wednesday with the NFL fantasy football's perfect and imperfect lineups. Let's start with this one. Josh Allen, 37.84 points. Jahmyr Gibbs, 37. Tony Pollard, 28.1. Mr. Wilson, the Cardinal wide receiver, 37.2. Puka Nacua, 35.7 points. Harold Fenton Jr., the rookie from Bowling Green, 25.4. J.S. and the leader in receiving yards, 28.1 points. Brandon Aubrey, 22 points. And the Vikings defense with 18 points with their 31-0 shutout over the Washington Commanders. Now let's take a look at the other side of that coin, the imperfect lineup. No surprise, Jalen Hurts is at the top of this list with his 0.4 point performance. Didn't even get a single point. Brees Hall, 4.3 points. Kenneth Walker III, 3.8. DJ Moore, 0.6. Ladd, 2.2. Travis Kelce, 1.8. Jay Jettas, 3.1. Evan McPherson with 4. And the Ravens defense with 0 points. So, definitely rough for these players out here on this imperfect lineup, especially Jalen Hurts. Did not even get a single point on this list, along with DJ Moore and that Ravens defense. So here are your stats, and we're going to look at the stat leaders after Week 14. Dak Prescott leading the pack, beat out Drake May. He currently sits on top of the passing yards list with 3,637 yards. Jordan Brooks still a arm's length away from the number 2 spot. He has 142 total tackles compared to 133 by Devin White on the Las Vegas Raiders. So for your rushing yards, JT still at the top of this list with 1,356. But James Cook is slowly creeping up on him. He has 1,308 yards. Devon Achane, 1,126 as well. And you got Bijan and Jameer cracking 1,000. Myles Garrett has 20 sacks so far this season. Brian Burns, the NIL, the Knoll in the league, is actually number 2 on the sacks list with 13 sacks on the season. Nick Bonito and Michael Parsons are tied with 12.5, and Daniil Hunter has 11. So on your receiving end, you have JSN still on top with 1,428 yards. Don't think anybody's going to be catching him anytime soon. Puka Nacua jumps to second place, beating out George Pickens, Jamar Chase, and Amon-Ra round out your top 5. Amon-Ra looking to break that 1,000-yard threshold in their next game. And Kevin Byard, the third, actually has the most interceptions this season with 6. But Devin Lloyd is tied in second place with the likes of J.C. Horn, Ernest Jones IV, and Nashawn Wright with 5 interceptions.
I
Devin
need
Lloyd.
him to get 2 more before the season ends so he could turn my free $10 Hard Rock bet into $250 because I had faith in you. Nobody else was doing that. I believed in you. Just not rich, so I can't do more than that.
Devin Lloyd got his 5th interception on the first play of the game during the Colts, so definitely looking to make his presence known early on in those Jaguar games. And thank you to the Fox Sports NFL X page because these are your games coming up. You have the Falcons at the Bucks tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. This is your Thursday night football game. This is a division matchup in the NFC South. Then you have Browns at Bears, Cardinals at Texans, Commanders at Giants. That's a division game. Vegas at Philly, the Jets at the Jags, the Ravens at the Bengals, division game. Another division game. Then you have with the Chargers and Chiefs, another division game between the Buffs and Patriots, Colts, Seahawks, Packers, Broncos. Then you got the Lions, Rams, Panthers, Saints, another division game, Titans, San Francisco 49ers, Vikings, Cowboys, and last but not least, on your Monday Night Football matchup, you have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we are going to get to our Big Games BS section for today, where we bring the scope of the conversation outside of the typical football world. And we're starting off with our BS or bussin' food review topic, where James sees a food item on the screen, watches the video of how it's prepared, then gives it a rating of BS or bussin'. But I want you guys to give us your ratings in the chat as well. We got a good treat for you guys. So I know this is a precious commodity amongst the food world, and they added a little twist to it. So the video we have, the food item we have today to share with you guys is the, drum roll please, oxtail pot pie. So let's take a look at this video right quick and see what it's working with.
I like them with the butter. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But she's black, I think, light skin. So she added she's not black. Right. But yams.
Yeah.
It's a lot of preparation. Jeez. Wow. Okay. So this is not a pot pie. This is oxtail mac and cheese. Now she's doing her thing now. She's making she's definitely been around some people. And then put the cheese on the top of it. And then, then that's not so I'm mad because my mouth was tooted up for pot pie. Pot pie is bread.
Yeah.
And so like I'm thinking of
dang, my bad. That was AI. Dang, that was AI. My bad.
Not saying anything. I'm just because again, I told that don't objectify. Man, fuck that. Objectify the fuck out of that shit. Like she if she didn't want to be objectified, she wouldn't be wearing those. It's the same reason we wear gray sweatpants. Yes, they're comfortable, but we also know that they give a good look. Like Jesus. Yeah, like we were cool with the hands because you didn't know nice manicured hands, cool. And then bam, it just like and it was the camera angle. Like come on, dude. We went from hands to boom. Like, yeah, man. Like, come on, dog. Yeah, whatever. But it looked good, long as that's what I'm saying. She looked like my cousin Jillian, my cousin Dominique. She kind of looked like my cousin Dominique, which is ironic because Jill, her mom, is petite and looks Dominican. She's just light skinned, and then my cousin Dominique is like my height, and she's like thick, and you're just like she look like a video girl. And it was just like one time, like I'm on my stories and I'm not paying attention. And I'm like, damn, who the hell is this, man? Let me click on this. And I boom. There's like, shit, Dominique, what the fuck you doing? It's my cousin. Get the fuck out of here. Why are you doing that? But Ishlo said she got to serve that to me in person. That's funny. It looks good nonetheless.
Oh, that looks fire.
It's good nonetheless. But like if you really made a roast, right? Because that's what it's getting to the point. Because I don't want to take the bones. I ain't got time to be doing all that. It's beef. It's really good beef. And she picked some good oxtails too. But they look good. It was delicious. Kudos to her for doing all the good stuff and baking her macaroni and cheese. I went to college. I didn't even know you can make macaroni and cheese on a stovetop till I went to college.
Oh yeah, that was unfortunate. I found that out.
Say that's not mac and cheese. That's cheesy noodles. Yeah, that's cheesy. Nah, man, don't you do? Nah, hell nah, man. You get in there and make my mac and cheese with damn love. And it was because we went and got Publix chicken. So it was poor college meal. I went and got me and the guys, we went and bought our stuff to bring to college, brought a couple things of fried chicken from Publix. And then the ladies made the sides. And on Sundays after we would go to church, whatever, people would go eat. We would eat like a community. Like right. Poor people. We were pooling our resources so that none of us starved. And a girl said, I'm going to make mac and cheese. I'm like, yo, I love mac and cheese. Can't wait to fuck this up. So they put it in there. You go out there and you serve yourself potluck. Well, most of the guys, I'm not even going to get into who served who or whatever. But the point is, a plate got served and I'm like, where's the mac and cheese? And then like, it's the yellow stuff on your plate. I said, that's not mac and cheese. I don't know what that is. That is noodles with cheese. That's not mac and cheese. And that's when I realized that, man, maybe God is telling me something that I can't have a Caucasian woman. I have to have a black woman or a Hispanic or something because this just isn't right. Like I love mac. I'm talking about I love mac and cheese to the point where me and my sister picked on my mom so bad when she fucked up the mac and cheese. I was like 10. My mother hasn't attempted to make mac and cheese again. I think she used all sharp cheddar or something and didn't do it. And like the spoon bent when I was trying to get it. It looked right. But then when we tried to scoop it, we couldn't scoop it. And I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? So, anyways, but yeah, that's bussing. That ain't a damn whatchamacallit, but it's bussing though. It's just a lot of things bussing. God, she stirred me. Never mind. Just go to the next thing, Jada. Let's get out of this.
This is a continuation topic of something we actually covered, I would say last month, but it is surrounding the New York Jets football player who was shot while out participating in nightlife in New York. So police have arrested a 20-year-old Bronx man and charged him with attempted murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon in connection with the shooting of Jets player Chris Boyd. Got some more information. So police arrested the 20-year-old male suspect in the shooting after an intensive manhunt, taking him into custody at the University of Buffalo North Campus in Amherst, New York. The suspect, whose name has not been released, was transported to a Midtown Manhattan precinct for questioning and now faces charges. Boyd, 29, was shot in the abdomen around 2 a.m. on November 16th during a dispute outside a popular Manhattan restaurant, suffering a bullet lodged in his lung. He was initially critical but stable condition, later released from the hospital, and recently visited the Jets facility, where he used a walker and spoke to the special teams unit. Investigators believe the suspect fled New York City after the shooting and was later tracked to an apartment complex in the Buffalo area, leading to a tense standoff. U.S. Marshals and a regional fugitive task force confirmed the suspect's presence in a second-floor apartment. After briefly looking out the window, he eventually surrendered with his hands up as officers evacuated nearby tenants. Authorities have not recovered the firearm used and say the suspect significantly altered his appearance to avoid detection. Boyd joined the Jets on a one-year, $1.6 million contract after previous stints with the Texans, Cardinals, and Vikings.
Well, he's guy should have went on ahead and followed. I mean, you're in Buffalo, you're in Toronto, dog. You should have went on ahead and crossed the border. But you know, hey, now you're going to Rikers. Good luck. Don't drop the soap. Best bet you got to survive that is convert to Islam. That's all I got for you.
So justice has been served. 20-year-old has been arrested for the shooting of Jets player Chris Boyd. And man, your favorite Sanders is shooting his shots at Shedeur Sanders. And we actually got a video for you guys to close out the show because Shiloh Sanders is the king of our Why in Wyland segment of the day. He had a barrage of jokes for his younger brother Shedeur, and it's 2 minutes and 33 seconds worth of pure comedy.
You got to unmute it.
Give me 1 second, everybody.
Talked about that this morning, bro.
Can you put an end to this investigation and find out for us if Shedeur was actually wearing a thong?
Let's cut to the business, bro. Did you wear a thong or not?
Come on, bro.
What's going on with you, bro?
You forgot I had a little back injury, right? So I get my back taped. But that is crazy that it did look like that. That's funny, though.
I know you wasn't wearing no thong, bro. You wouldn't do nothing like that, right?
Nah, brother. You know, that was called back tape, bro.
Yeah, but you remember we was in Paris and you had that little bag? The one that was like this?
Yeah, that's called fashion. You talking about the same one 2 Chainz had?
Yeah, so I don't know, like, what you're doing next. I don't know if the thong's the next big thing, bro, you know? Nah, fam, I know you're not going to do nothing like that, bro. You should do it, bro. You the star quarterback for the Browns, boy.
That's back tape, bro.
It's all right, fam. You know what? I'm gonna let everybody know, bro. It's not nothing like that, bro. It's just tape.
It was crazy because you know I be wearing like a scuba suit like under because it be cold. So then I was like, hey, I said, because I know the shirt was short. So I'm like, hey, this will mess up my drip a little bit, huh? Then he was like, nah, Phil, you good, bro. You don't need it. After the game, they talking about, man, I got on the thong.
How do you feel playing a good game? I know you guys lost and stuff, but how do you feel playing a good game and then everything just gets shadowed by your thong?
It's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like that's obvious back tape. It's tape, bro.
Is that back into the beginning of it?
Hey, bro, I knew it was tape, bro.
Like, I mean, you know, a jock strap is basically a male thong. So men kind of wear it, like, we being honest. But yeah, that's still funny though.
Before we close out the show, you want to do the giveaway, James?
Yeah, not a lot of people wanted to put it in there. So what we got is what we got. Let's see who's getting the.
Put my name in there.
Go ahead, y'all are in there. You put your names in there, Jaden and Miles.
Nintendo Switch 2.
They got commercials on the Wheel of Names now?
That's crazy. I just noticed that. We can't get away from that.
Yeah. You can put Angelo and Polo's on there. There was one that I did say we would figure it out for him. I think it was you put him in Gerard Williams. I put Ramon in. Yeah, he just gets tickets. Is Jennifer Dorsey? Did Jim put a Cash App in there? All right, all right. Jackson's cool, so I got that. Primo's in there. All right, no more. Let's roll. Do we have? Let's make sure we have it adjusted to make sure we have a good amount of time on the spin. All right, we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds was good. All right, let's get it. That's good. Randomize it even more. Remember, it rolls for a little bit, so it's just so don't get excited. Keep going. Are you serious? Nope. It's gonna be the guy who asked about it. It may not be. It's gonna be Rowan. Is it gonna be Owens? Is it gonna keep going? All right, Dry. Hit me up. Hit me up. On the inbox, we'll make sure we get you squared away. We should be getting those pick'ems squared away. We're at the playoffs for the Fantasy Football League. I am in there. I won the last week because if I'm in it for the pigskin pick'em, if I win it, nobody wins, it goes. I would roll it over, but we'll probably try to do something next year more formalized. But just appreciate everybody with the support tonight, 7:30 p.m. We will put the Bowls state championship game will be on here so you can see Big Pilgrim. Miles, you think we'll have that edit with Asher? Did you see the videos I sent you on the text? And then I know that the Asher video is in there, but we should have something kind of cool with Asher being able to speak about it. Be a good game. So we should have that. We'll have a state championship game tomorrow at 12:30, as well as 12:30 we'll have Cardinal Newman versus Chaminade for the state championship. Then we'll have the Louisiana state championships where I got a nephew who's playing in the state championship game. And then on Friday night we'll have the Reigns game. Shout out to Gerard pledging $50 to $150 to Gifts for Good Grades, man. Really appreciate that. That means that puts us a little bit closer to our goal. Much appreciated for that. Outside of that, man, appreciate everybody for watching the show. Continue to support the channel, like, share, subscribe, especially the streaming things. I think we really found something good with the streams. And outside of that, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.